Hello, Beatle friends, and hello to everybody else watching. Great to see you all today. Hope you are doing wonderful. Today, I'm going to discuss the Abbey Road 50th Anniversary reissue, which was released this past Friday on September 27th to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the original release in the UK. Yesterday was the 50th anniversary of the US release of Abbey Road when it was released in North America. I'm going to discuss my overall feelings of the set. For the most part, it's going to be positive, and also want to note that I'm not a professional reviewer. I did videos discussing the Sgt. Pepper 50th Anniversary reissue and the White Album one. I'm going to need to put up one about Abbey Road, so that way I have a discussion video for all three 50th Anniversary reissues. So I want to show you the two sets here. This is a Super Deluxe CD set. I received this one sealed yesterday. Sealed, never open. Never gonna open it. I already have the open copies that I did an unboxing of a few days ago. And here's a vinyl box set, also sealed. And I plan to get the picture disc of this sealed as well. I'm crazy, folks. So, all right, now. I'm going to discuss the 2019 remix done by Giles Martin and Sam O'Cal. And I'm also going to talk about a lot of the outtakes. I'm not going to go through every track on the outtakes disc. So I will say that the packaging, I have to agree with Matthew Street that it's not as elaborate as Sgt. Pepper and the White Album. While the packaging is real nice here, it's kind of odd that you have to pull it from the side. You know, on the very right side. You know, you usually pull stuff from the left side, but despite that, this is still a nice package. Don't get me wrong. So, all right, let me talk about the Abbey Road album remixed by Giles Martin and Sam O'Cal, the 2019 remix. My overall feelings of this mix is positive. I enjoy it. I enjoy hearing some stuff that I haven't heard on the original stereo mix that we've heard, that everybody's heard 50 years before this reissue came out. And this was the actual mix that was used for the 2009 remaster. And I will say that it is important to keep the 2009 stereo remaster, you know, just to have the original stereo mix of the album when, you know, that which was how everybody first heard Abbey Road when it came out. But this 2019 mix, it's real good. I enjoy the clarity of it. I enjoy the separation of instruments and the vocals and effects, and I just feel that this 2019 mix, it does rock a lot. Like many others, you know, the Giles Martin remixes of the three Beatles albums, you know, it can be hit or miss, but for the most part, there's a little bit of miss on this 2019 remix, but overall I enjoy this one. And let me go through every song here. I'm going to start off with the opening track, Come Together. The separation on Ringo's drums when he does the crazy fill at the beginning is superb. I enjoy hearing the separation of the toms when he goes from the floor tom to another tom or whatever tom, and Paul's bass rocks on this one. I enjoy the clarity of the bass on Come Together. The Paul and Ringo sound great. They sound much better on this album. The clarity of the playing, the separation of Paul and Ringo's playing on this is just wonderful. And I also want to mention that I read some comments on Joe's video that at the very end of the song, you hear some differences between this 2019 remix and the original stereo mix that was released 50 years ago. There's some John vocals that we've never heard on this remix at the end of it, and I want to mention the notable thing that I hear at the very end of the original mix is John's moan at the fade out before he sings the final "Come Together" lyric. But I will say I can hear the moan. I can still hear the moan, but you can barely hear it because you can hear another John vocal, John singing "Come Together" over that moan on the remix. So the moan is still there, but you can barely hear it on this remix. And that I wanted to do that moan as soon as I heard the mix for the first time. So I enjoy "Come Together," the clarity, separation, the playing is wonderful on this. It's much better on this remix. Then we go to "Something," the classic song written by George Harrison. Beautiful remix, separation. I enjoy the clarity of all the instruments as well as the orchestration on this, and George's singing. Wonderful remix of "Something." Then we go to Maxwell Silverhammer. Great remix, great separation. Sounds much better, and it is punchy. I agree, it's punchy, and clarity is amazing. And I do think that the hammer bangs on this, which was actually the anvil, the bangs are down a little bit, but on the original stereo mix, the final bang bang at the very end of the song was up in your face, but on this remix it's kind of down. The next one, this one's one of my favorite remixes, "Oh Darling." Clarity, once again, amazing. The separation, I can hear everything clearly and in my face. And I could and on the second verse, the oohs and the ahs were the oohs were mixed down a bit on the original stereo mix, but the oohs come in early on this remix during the second verse. You don't hear the oohs on the original stereo mix until the final verse before the song ends. So it was nice to hear the back end vocals. I could hear them very clearly on here. And this, once again, the separation of the instrumentation is wonderful here. So next song, written by Ringo, "Octopus's Garden." Once again, separation amazing on this one. Clarity amazing. I can hear every instrument. Ringo singing, of course, is great on this one. George's guitar is treated different on this remix. The next song, "I Want You, She's So Heavy." Once again, clarity amazing on this one. And John's vocal is up on this version of "I Want You, She's So Heavy." On the original stereo mix, it's down a little bit. You could hear John's vocal and the guitar also playing the melody with John's singing melody. They're at the same volume. John's vocal is up on this remix. And another one I enjoy the remix of "I Want You, She's So Heavy." Next is "Here Comes the Sun," a beautiful remix. "Here Comes the Sun" has always sounded beautiful, but this remix, it's even more beautiful. Always gives me a great feeling when I hear this song. Next is "Because," another wonderful remix. I love the separation and clarity of John, Paul, and George's vocals on this one, and the solo, the Moog, I think it's the Moog synthesizer solo at the end. You could hear every part of the solo note by note at the end on this remix. And then next is "You Never Give Me Your Money," another great remix. Separation, once again, amazing, and Clarity amazing, and it is punchy. Paul's vocal is different. It's treated different on this remix. It is rocking. It's got some reverb on it. The original stereo mix, Paul's vocal has no reverb. But there is the double track. You know, the double track is different in the One Sweet Dream bit near the end of the song. Big difference between this remix and the original. And then you got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, All Good Children Go to Heaven vocal bits. I could hear that real well. The separation of the vocals are amazing on this one. And then the song fades out, and you get the sound effects, the crickets, and some little bells ringing. What I've noticed, I hear a big difference between the sound effects on this remix and the original mix. The bells fade out, and all you hear is the crickets on the original mix. But the bells play throughout before Sun King begins. Sun King is the next track. Not much to say about the remix of Sun King. Same thing. I enjoy the separation. That it's clear, it's clearer, and the instrumentation's wonderful. It sounds wonderful on this remix. And the same with Mean Mr. Mustard and Polythene Pam. And She Came In Through the Bathroom Window. On She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, the tambourine is mixed down a little bit. It's not way up like on the original stereo mix. But still a wonderful remix. And then you get to the very end of this album. The Golden Slumbers Carry That Weight in the End medley here. The part of the medley. Once again, beautiful separation, clarity, and I can hear everything well on the remixes of the 3 songs. And what I love about the end are the guitar solos at the end. The guitar solo done by Paul, George, and John were on one track, but Giles did something interesting with the guitar solos on this song. He panned Paul to the left, Paul's guitar solo to the left. That's the one you hear first, and then you hear George's guitar solo on the right side, and then John is in the center, and then Paul, George, John, and then all the way to the final "and in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make" lyric. And once again, beautiful remix. And of course, you get the snippet that ends the album, Her Majesty. Not much to say about Her Majesty. It pans from one side to another, just like on the original stereo mix. No big difference. So overall, I enjoy this 2019 remix of Abbey Road. Once again, I still love the original stereo mix. So to those who are thinking about getting rid of that 2009 remaster CD, or please don't. Still keep it. And also keep the 2012 vinyl variation of the 2009 remaster, because it still sounds amazing, and I still love the original stereo mix. But the 2019 mix is even more enjoyable. We're now going to get to the most exciting part of the Abbey Road Super Deluxe set. The 2 CDs of the Abbey Road Sessions tracks, the Outtakes, and the 2 LPs of the Abbey Road Outtakes as well. I'm not going to go through every outtake track by track. I'm just going to go through some of my favorite outtakes. The first one is I Want You She's So Heavy, Trident recording session and reduction mix. The first half of this track, you get a take of the song done at Trident Studios, Trident recording session, and then it segues to the very last bit of the master take that was used on the actual album. Except the big difference is you hear Billy Preston's organ solo that was mixed out of the version that ended up on the Abbey Road album. Billy Preston just thrashing it away on the organ, just playing the crazy organ bits at the very end of "I Want You, She's So Heavy." And there's also some stuff I hear on this track that was also mixed out of the version that was on Abbey Road. And then of course you get the last seconds of "I Want You, She's So Heavy" that was cut out of the version that ended up on Abbey Road, where it ends abruptly on the Abbey Road album. But from that point on, it's just nothing special. You just hear the band, stopping and stuff. But this is one of my big favorites on the Abbey Road Sessions CDs. So next is another favorite of mine is "Goodbye Home Demo." I've heard this one on bootlegs, but it sounds great on this one. Studio demo of "Something." The demo of "Something" was on the Anthology 3 album, but it's a stripped down demo. You don't hear any overdubs on the demo that appeared on Anthology 3. But this one is a studio demo. You hear a piano overdub on this one. And there's this appeared on a bootleg by Yellow Dog called "Acetates," which is not in great quality at all. On this one, it's much better. It's a great separation on this one. And "The Ballad of John and Yoko," take 7, another favorite of mine. I enjoyed hearing this alternate take of "The Ballad of John and Yoko." "Old Brown Shoe," take 2, another favorite of mine. And Paul plays drums on this one, and what's interesting, the drumming sounds very identical to the release version, which led to a speculation that Paul played drums on the release version and not Ringo. I've always thought it was Ringo playing the drums. It could be Ringo anyway, because on the release version of "Old Brown Shoe" that everybody has heard for 50 years, at the fade out you can hear the flams, the crazy fills that Ringo loves doing. It's a great take, whether it's Paul or Ringo on drums. And then let me go through here some other favorites of mine. The "Come and Get It" studio demo. The demo appeared on Anthology 3, but it was the original mix that would have been on the Sessions album. And now that one sounds muddy. The clarity on this one is much better. I enjoy hearing the new remix of "Come and Get It," the studio demo. And another favorite, oddly enough, is "She Came In Through the Bathroom Window." Not because of, "She Came In Through the Bathroom Window," take 27. And it's not because of Paul's vocal. It's more like a guide vocal. Paul was just having fun on this one vocally, but musically it reminds me of the Joe Cocker version. I really like the snare drum sound on this outtake of "She Came In Through the Bathroom Window," and George did some guitar licks that reminded me of the guitar parts on the Joe Cocker version. So that's another one I like to list as a favorite. And I also like I like the "Mean Mr. Mustard" take 20, "Polythene Pam" take 27 outtakes. And the "Come Together" take 5. I have to add that one. That's another favorite of mine, even though it breaks down. And John's vocal is totally out of control on this one. He's literally screaming on this outtake. He's screaming to where he couldn't handle it anymore. But it's fun. The track breaks down, unfortunately, so it doesn't finish. But still a nice addition. And then you got the end, take 3. The drum solo is different on this one. I'm going all over the place, I know. And then another favorite is "Because," take 1, instrumental, a great one. Nice to hear Ringo keeping the beat on this one. It's pretty much the same as the release version, except Ringo keeping the beat is out. And another interesting addition is Her Majesty takes one to three. Not much. Paul. It's there's a false start, and then take three's the finish one. Some of the outtakes I didn't mention either were incomplete or are not big favorites, but I still love hearing them. I didn't mention Here Comes the Sun take 9. It's a nice addition. I didn't mention Maxwell Silverhammer take 12. Now, going back to my favorites, the long one, it contains You Never Give Me Your Money, Sun King, Mean Mr. Mustard, Her Majesty. Her Majesty was originally placed in the medley, but it was edited out because Paul felt that Her Majesty didn't sound great in the medley. Going back to the long one, it's nice to hear Her Majesty after Mean Mr. Mustard. Then the rest of the medley is Polythene Pam, She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, and Golden Slumbers Carry That Weight in the End. Big differences with the songs on this stereo mix, the different stereo mix of the medley. And this was on bootlegs in horrible quality, but on this one it's in wonderful quality. The separation is great, and then the 2 tracks are the instrumental tracks. Something take 39 instrumental strings only, George Martin Orchestra recording the orchestration track for Something. Very beautiful and very emotional. This next one is even more emotional. Golden Slumbers Carry That Weight, instrumental, strings and brass only, take 17. Very nice to hear this very emotional sounding orchestration for Golden Slumbers Carry That Weight. Only disappointment with this is that there's an orchestration for the very last bit of the end, and I wish they would have used that to close out the sessions disc. That would have been a perfect closer. Instead it ends, the orchestration track ends after Carry That Weight. Once Carry That Weight finishes, that's the end of the disc or vinyl album. So that's my feelings of the outtakes. The Blu-ray audio plays on this. I've received some comments on my unboxing video that the Blu-ray doesn't play, but I played the Blu-ray on the copy that I opened in my unboxing video, and it plays great. I didn't play through every track, but I just skipped through some songs, and sounds great and plays great, so no issues with the Blu-ray disc. I haven't listened to the 5:1 audio yet. I will at some point. So that wraps up this discussion video where I talk about my feelings of the Abbey Road Super Deluxe Edition. I enjoy this set a lot, and if you love Abbey Road, or obviously if you're a Beatle fan like me, make sure to get this for your collection. You'll love it. So thank you very much for watching, and talk to you all later, and enjoy this set.